Hello, delegates. At this time, I'd like to walk you through the general committee procedure, focusing especially on speaking and voting. To begin committee, the chair will call the committee to order and establish quorum. Quorum establishes the simple majority and 2/3 majority needed to pass both amendments and resolutions. After quorum has been established, the chair will accept a motion from the floor. At this time, a motion for a 15-minute caucus is in order. A caucus is an informal meeting between delegates in order to draft amendments and to talk about business at hand in the committee. A motion for a caucus needs both someone to move the motion and to second it. Once the motion has been moved and seconded, the chair will ask for those in favor of a 15-minute caucus, those opposed, and those abstaining. If the motion receives a simple majority, it passes, and delegates will move into a caucus. After the caucus has concluded, the chair will bring the committee back to order and accept a new motion from the floor. At this time, amendments may be brought to the floor in this manner. I move to consider either P1, 2, 3, 4, etc., or A, 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on what the legal counsel has given your amendment as a distinction. Once an amendment has been moved, it must be seconded. After it has received a second, the chair or secretary will read the amendment. If at any time you need an amendment reread, you may simply ask personal privilege, will you please reread the amendment? This can be used even when a speaker is speaking or questions are being asked. Personal privilege can be used at any time other than during voting. After the amendment has been read, the chair will ask for all those in favor of considering this amendment. This can be done by a simple vote, just by raising your placard. After that vote has been counted, the chair will ask for the opposing vote. Finally, the chair will ask for the abstaining vote. If the amendment receives a simple majority, the committee will begin considering this amendment and will move into active debate. At this time, the author will be called forward to speak. If the author declines to speak on behalf of the amendment, the seconder will be given the opportunity to speak on the amendment's behalf. After either the author or seconder has spoken, the chair will move into the rotation of speakers. This includes 2 speakers in favor and 2 speakers opposed, speaking alternately. Questions will be taken during the speaker's time. When a delegate comes up to speak, it is beneficial for them to say whether or not they will be accepting questions during their speech or at the end. This is up to the delegate's personal preference. Once the rotation of speakers in favor or opposed has been completed, the chair will ask for another speaker in favor or a motion from the floor. At this time, a motion of previous question is in order. The previous question moves into voting procedure. A motion for previous question must be seconded. After it has been moved and seconded, the chair will ask all those in favor of previous question and all those opposed. If you would like to move into voting procedure, you would vote in favor of previous question. If you would like to continue debate, you would move against previous question. Previous question needs a simple majority in order to pass. If it passes, we will move into voting procedures and all delegates will need to take their seat. For amendments, there are 2 different types of voting. The first is a simple voting, which requires only the raising of one's placard. Each country for each committee will have been given 1 placard at registration. When voting, only delegates may vote, and only 1 vote may be heard for each country. If 2 placards are raised, the vote will not count. Be sure to raise your placard good and high, and keep it raised until the chairperson tells you to lower your placard. This way, the chair can get a clear and accurate count. The chair may ask for a recount if the vote was unclear. During a simple vote, the chair will ask for all those in favor, all those opposed, and all those abstaining. For each of these votes, all you have to do is raise your placard. When it's time to consider the resolution as a whole, there is a slightly different procedure. After debate on the final amendment has concluded, the chair will ask for another motion. At this time, it is in order for you to move to consider the resolution as a whole. Once it has been moved, it requires a second. If it achieves its second, the chair needs a speaker in favor of considering the resolution as a whole, and a chair in opposition and a speaker, in opposition of considering the resolution as a whole. Once those two speakers have spoken and there is no questions during this time, the chair will move into voting procedure. This will be done in a slightly different manner than the amendments. Voting on a resolution as a whole requires a roll call vote. The chair will do this by reading the list of countries from top to bottom, and you can vote in one of three ways. You can vote yes with rights, no with rights, or abstaining. If you vote with rights, you reserve the right to speak after the vote has been counted. After the roll has been taken and votes have been counted, we will start at the top of the order, and speakers will be allowed to speak at that time. There are no questions when speakers are speaking with rights. After all speakers that have reserved rights have been heard, the vote will be delivered. A resolution must receive a 2/3 majority in order to pass. If you have any question about general procedure or voting, let your secretariat know, and they can assist you. Thank you.